And we're live. Hello, everybody. This is Living with the Darkness, the rage across the New York. Today we have a scene, and shut up, Discord. Our scene is connected to a message. The certain individuals who are unhappy regarding what their home is facing. Aiden gets a message with his it is a letter that is written by Amir One Everek. It is one sentence. It's brought by Aiden's brother-in-law. And Aiden, who read the message, didn't understand it at first. But then he realized he need to gather his friends because shit is about to go down. Everybody is gathered as ready they can be because things are starting. What they know is that Von Everex are returning home. And they are about to do something crazy. And they need every ally that they can to do this, to pull this off. The Seekers gather their friends, they gather their allies, their family members, and Helena, along with the Cullen who joins them to go to border of Scandinavia. Our scene will begin with them entering the Moonbridge after saying goodbyes in the Scepter of the Green after talking with the Elder Council and all those people, because this is important. And the Moonbridge opens, they see the moon's lights, and then they find themselves in the Umbra, in the camp. And that's how our scene will begin.
So yeah, Aiden steps off the moon bridge, just boom, lands, covered in painted woad and all that. As the army descends behind him, the first thing he lets out is this big thunderous howl of, I am Aiden Lynch Krause, Adrian Fianna Ragabash, known as Tamer of Dragons, known as Thrives in Twilight, strikes unseen. We have come here to assist in the fight against the worm. Let's echo around the Umbra so the Sketsep can almost hear. He looks behind him and everything. Kind of looks almost completely hyped the fuck up. He's like, yes, yeah, this is where I belong.
What does the other individuals do other than Aiden? We have 4 more players. Tell me, what do you guys do when you guys basically find yourself in the Umbral version of this camp?
Honestly, probably much the same. And yeah, 10 Point will have taken the time before they set out. People getting painted. They don't even have to like it. They're getting painted up. They're probably even getting mildly drugged. But yeah, she'll tromp out all of half a step behind Aiden and follow suit, offering a hell of introduction. Admittedly, they're right in the middle of the camp, so she is not going to project for the world to hear.
It is I'm gonna say that it is like the it's not like just the middle of the camp. There's like this entrance place.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can howl however the fuck you want. You can go crazy if you want to. There, if how is Helena, Colin, or Jason is doing?
And so, descending behind Aiden and 10 points, the Red Fury, Helena Richards, jumps down, painted in woad, with nothing but a loincloth and some rags and shit. She jumps down. As she does, the booming sound of a high-pitched howl. Following introduction, she lands, wisping that long mane from her hair. Umbra side, this is it. It's cold, and naturally as it is cold, there is a blanket. But do not ask where it came from. You never ask. And as people begin to full suit, Helena will make her way behind Aiden and 10 Point towards the entrance of this camp, still looking back for her alpha, her Colin.
It's all right. I'll do it. I am Macaulin Edwards, Ahmed Cleotharoon of the Children of Gaia, Alpha of the Urban Vigil, known to the nation as... He kind of like closes his eyes for a second because he knows where this came from, but he's got to say it. Adeptus Astartes, under the leadership and guidance of Aiden Lynch Krause.
What does Jason do when he finds himself painted, bit of drugged, in the Umbra while his friends are howling their names and howl of introductions?
He joins them, of course.
What do you say in your howl?
Get my notes.
By the way, guys, if you guys hear me breathing, just let me know so I can like put my mic away.
And for the sake of further going nuts with it, 10 Point is probably much like Haraya, wearing her breastplate, wearing all the appropriate war garb. But among the other things that she is carrying, she has stowed away the most critical key points of the 3 shrines that she meant to recreate. But there was no need to leave them behind. After all, they were for her pack. So she has done that, has very possibly, at least briefly, taken hold of the primary piece at Helena's discretion of Fox's shrine to stow it away, but has gone so far as to braid feathers into people's hair. It's also fucking Beltane. So, ST permitting, she will probably be carrying with her a small fire spirit from where they've come from.
It's fine.
Essentially, like, not even a full-on crazy-ass torch, just carrying it with, lighting the group, throwing some dramatic, cinematic fucking lighting in there, making them look really fucking severe.
Basically, there will be like another howl that's coming as it says like, "My son has arrived!" As like someone in like comet form is like coming. There's this pack is behind him, and his hands is like open. He's coming towards the moon bridge.
Yeah, Aiden recognizes it and just like sprints, opening up his arms.
Like there's this like he gives a like really tight hug to Aiden. His hands like enters his hair and is like, "Ah! My son has arrived."
Oh yeah, I'm here. Wouldn't miss this for the world.
He looks at 10 Point and he winks at 10 Point.
10 Point will have taken a knee most likely as he came into range and will be taken very much aback by the wink.
Get up, you're all family here. Let's meet with the others. As he looks those who he never met before.
Helena looks at him with the who dat confusion look.
Jason has done the math and figured it out, but maybe. His
I'm
math may be really bad, though.
I am Emir one Everett, Afro Philodox of the Fianna, Hamid, the father-in-law of Aidan Lynch.
Jason is good at math.
Ooh.
Child of Fox, as he looks at Helena.
She'll drop as he kind of acknowledges her.
Get up, you're all family here.
Okay.
We will do those things later.
She pulls herself back up.
These two point at Jason and Helena. These are our Pax allies, the Urban Vigil. Colin is their alpha, and he'll clamp a very big, firm hand on Colin's shoulder with a big smile on his face.
I heard about Colin. What was the name of that guy? Oh, see if I can forget his son's name. His his nephew. What was the name of that guy?
Siegfried?
Siegfried.
Yes, Siegfried. As he says, Siegfried told me a lot.
And this seemed almost like half headlock Jason. This is our new pack mate, our new family. I know I said Jason already, but I meant Helena. But he'll headlock Jason and just drag him over essentially.
He submits to this with reasonable grace.
Get up! You don't need that right now.
I meant the headlock, but yes.
Oh, okay.
He lets it happen.
Yep. Minimal flailing.
He
But yeah,
extends a hand.
Howled his name properly.
He extends a hand to Jason and Helena, Colin. And then he says, "Why don't we go to my tent? There's a lot to talk about. You're returning home in the future. This is a big day. Why don't we talk about the plans for the future as well?"
Nod.
Anybody else has anything?
No disagreement. Sorry, I was flicking my mic
Nodding
on.
as well.
At your will, Raya.
He basically moves and he's showing the Wanarex arrived. He basically talks about the cousins or the other individuals arrived. He talks about some of the Getafarians who arrived here. He also talks about some of the Fianna from the home, the Fianna's original home arrived, and he basically shows their where they reside in the camps and all that jazz. But there is this big basically he you guys will go to the other side. It is a pretty normal it's pretty decent to get across here. And you guys find yourself in this big tent outside of a cairn. And in the cairn, in the tent, there's a lot of individuals. One by one, they present their names. they present their like ranks and all that jazz. But like basically, these are the individuals who came to aid upon Emir's word, and Emir basically there's like this small talk going on, and she goes near an individual, a woman, and the woman kind of like looks uh really beautiful. She has this like some Fiona pure breed as well. She looks at the seekers and immediately comes near Amir and those, and she just says like, Amir, am I not going to meet with your family members? And um Emir immediately turns and says, "Ah, my apologies. I How can I forget? This is my son-in-law. He's back in his allies. He come from the Sept of the Green. He used to be the Vernful, but he left things because I asked." And the woman kind of like raised an eyebrow with like this impressed, uh, and then she turns to five of you and says, "I am Melinda von Everett, George Viana, Elder, and Hamid. We're all family here. Please." She like like if anybody just wants to do something like she will just nod and get them up. She looks extremely gracious.
Oh yeah, Aiden gives her a big smile, like, "How you doing?" You know, that type of thing. Like,
I'm sorry, you said Elder Fiona, and there's a lot of purebreed in the room. I gotta do it.
She immediately like nods and gets up, and then she says, "I heard there are two Teargers."
Fucking Helena's getting plucked out of the mass and pulled up alongside 10 Point.
As Helena is dragged from behind Colin, shunted towards the front, just kind of looks around awkwardly like, "Oh, that's a lot of people."
Tonight is Beltane. There will be a lot of preparations for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I hope the Teargers will be able to help me in these preparations.
Without a doubt, Raya.
Whatever aid you ask, Raya.
She nods. Maybe we should let the politics and some talk of war to these gentlemen and talk outside near spirits regarding what we can do. Would that be acceptable? As she says, like, would that be acceptable as a really nice gesture, but like, haha.
Yeah, but she's a fucking elder.
Yeah.
Bitch outside.
Why don't we do that? It would be so nice. No, seriously, we're going outside now. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
10 Point will give a very deep bow of the head and move to follow her out.
I'm gonna OOC split the scene a bit. Then I will make you guys meet again, and then some shit is gonna go down. But so first I want to do the council meeting. Then I want to go to Tearge meeting. Then I want to get you guys get up again, and then do the crazy stuff. Okay, is that possible?
Yay, crazy.
Yeah, totally.
So like those who remains in the tent, the air is kind of like friendly and nice. It's how do I say? It's not like YOLO solo Bonar meeting. It's more like, for example, when I have someone who, first of all, there's so much booze. That's true. Second of all, if someone higher rank comes in, people like raise their chin or like to show their throat because they just don't want to like get this complicated here. Secondly, there's a lot of family members. Like, meeting takes hold of like, how do I say, like for example, Emir just talks about like there's this like Guy comes in, says, "Yo, I come from this like to get a fairness. I'm gonna get a fairness. I came here to aid." And Amir just starts talking like, "Yeah, this is my cousin's wife or husband or whatever." Like, there's too much family talk going on. But one by one, the individuals are leaving, and there's only like one Everex, and those who Aiden Cole's friends starts staying, and like even like Aiden realizes he like the Emir is like nodding at him, basically like like we need to talk.
Yeah, no, not back. As he's taking gentle like sips through, and we'll wait in the back, wait for Amir to be ready.
When individuals one by one leaves, there are like some members of this guy's pack, some close family members, and then like he looks at everybody and Nathan and Colin and Jason, and he says, "Whatever we talk here should not leave here because things is gonna create this thing that we are going to do is gonna take a lot of voice from our home. If that's if it's not a problem for any if it's a problem for anybody, they can leave, but there will be a serious talk."
Can it be shared with the rest of the pack, Raya?
Of course.
He just nods.
He looks at Colin.
Discretion has its uses.
He looks at others one by one. Everybody nods, and then he looks at Aiden last.
Ain't no nod. This is what we're bred for. I'm ready.
4 generations ago, we have been kicked by our homeland. The One Everex were individuals of honor. Fianna's pride. But we were kicked. And after 4 generations, poor leadership has proven its problems. Our brothers are dying in a foreign soil. And we will not wait anymore for some individual to save them while that individual just sits on his sept. The litany says, "Fight the worm wherever it breeds and dwells, and we will do it. We will help our brothers and sisters who died. We will honor their name, and then we will return home. Nobody will be able to say we can't return home. Because we're going to do what others didn't do. We're going to finish this war. We're going to save our brothers, our sisters, our Fianna families who fought, lost arms, legs, eyes, ears. The day has come. I sent the word to everybody that is connected to our family, and most of them arrived." And he like looks at Aiden, looks at those Fianna members. You happy with your family dying in a foreign soil? Are you happy with someone who's sitting on the sept not doing anything? Are you happy our Galliards are singing the song of shame and unhappiness for too long?
No. That's why I came here. We're here to kill. We're here to earn our glory, earn our right as brothers and sisters. I'm not happy. We're going to kill every last fucking one of them. It's time for the Fianna to show the nation why we are considered its saviors.
A Galliard, as he like the Aiden is the one who responds, he gets like more hyped. You know, like, yeah, my son just like sported me. You motherfuckers didn't say anything. So he turns to them and he says, how are we going to inspire? How are we going to be nations Galliards? How are we going to say our Galliards is the Galliards of the Galliards when we can't inspire on our own? And he looks at Aiden to say something about this.
Aiden will beat his chest. We're going to show them by example. We're going to show them. So when the worm hears our howls, the worm hears our cries of war and the songs we sing, they're going to hear and see us on that battlefield. They'll know one thing, that there is just going to be death. That our Fianna brothers, our Child of Gaia allies, our Get of Fenris allies, when they hear our songs, they hear our fury, we'll give them the fire that we all have. And if we can't do that, and if anyone can't do that, then what do you call yourselves? Because that's what we Fianna are. Fire.
Give me a charisma leadership role to those like who are listening to you. Like those are like there are like afros there. There are like Adrians there who are looking at you. You're a Ragabash. I'm like you're talking that good stuff. Good shit, and you talk the good shit, and like you talk the good leadership stuff at the same time, though.
Mm-hmm. All right. May I spend a willpower on this?
Of course. Just a second. My dad is calling me. I don't know why. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm just trying to get my Discord working. Okay, charisma leadership. That is a good pool. Willpower. Three.
My dad is being dumb. It's fine. What happened?
I got 3 successes.
Okay. You look them in the eye. You look at them and say this shit, and you feel like you get something out of them, and they're like, they nod.
Yeah, Aiden stands. Aiden
goes
to stand beside his father-in-law. You know, like kind of as a position of strength. You know, like you know, I'm with this guy.
Mm-hmm. My son-in-law will be the beta of this, as he proved himself as an individual who can lead. As he was the Wormfoe in a sept. And he looks at Aiden. Like gives the look of like, aren't you gonna say something?
Aiden will nod. I humbly accept. I ask only one thing of all of you. One thing. I ask you to fight. I ask you to lead. I ask you to inspire. There is no conflict here between any of us anymore. We are all one people with one mission. One army with one purpose.
It's like Emir when you're done with your verse, he says he doesn't ask anything. Gaia doesn't ask from us. how does like Jason and Colin is like uh like basically responding to this Fiona basically threatening each other or basically like telling each other like, hey, you're gonna fight because we need to do this. Hey, aren't you gonna fight? No, fuck you though. In all these words combined.
The Fianna calling each other out, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
within the pack link, there's an element of, oh, shit. But Jason's, pretty good at keeping a straight face, and he just, like, stands there and just looks, like, militantly supportive. Like, yeah, what you gonna do now?
Colin is contented. Everyone seems to be getting along.
Those guys like there's this one guy who's like looking for support. Like like but like he's like his face is not sure and he looks around but he doesn't see anybody. So he also gives in and everybody starts nodding. Then tonight, my brothers and sisters, we will do the Beltane. We will do the right. And then tomorrow at sunset, we will fight with the worm where it breeds and dwells. The While this is happening in the tent, the Fianna Teurges are going with this lady in the Umbra. And she stops. And then she turns towards the 10 point and the Helena. There were not a lot of Teurges. That seems competent. To me, at least.
There isn't.
There's one child. There's one Ferris, but he's blind. He lost his eyes in the battle. There is another Fianna who is from a line that I do not wish to take. She comes from a line that I do not wish to dirt my mouth by using her name, let's just say.
Oh. Right.
Well, I have my failings, Raya. You can be assured that I am perfectly capable. And she, again, reaches out, just kind of idly laying a hand, almost maternally kind of aside on Helena's shoulder. And while Helena is only a Cleith, she shows great, great promise as a Theurge, the greatest of any that I have witnessed.
She nods. The Emir asked for the blessing of the spirits. We need to pay great homages for tomorrow.
May I ask, are we the head of the movement that will be made? Are there any other members of note that we should be aware of? Others that might wish to be appeased? How many get are among us?
There is some get who wish who wish the Fenrir to be honored in our ceremony, are you, as she asks to the 10 point, are you close or do you know the appease the Fenrir? Can you, pardon, she says, can you appease the Fenrir?
I thought I had enough to bring a suitable token to stir the Fenrir, to raise their blood, and to make them confident again. And she will reach into her swag and pull out just a small, very, very nice, actually, little cloth bag, offering it out to the Elder Theurge.
She slowly takes. She looks, but like there's this eyes of question. She doesn't understand what is this completely.
And if nothing else, they are in the Umbra, so it may have some sort of resonance, something that sets it apart from your average,
Mm-hmm.
seed pod or acorn.
It's
But
like it's a unique thing. So it actually like it gives a resemblance of something else, but she still doesn't know what is this because you just can't guess.
yeah, that's not one you would guess. So she'll offer it out and make a point of not even so much as brushing fingers. She doesn't want to directly touch a far more advanced Fiona than herself.
Mm-hmm.
That's just rude. But she'll explain as it's taken from her fingers. One of the aspects of Yggdrasil came to reside within our Septria. It is merely a sapling, but still, it is an aspect of the spirit. She has granted one of her seeds to come home, to be planted here.
She double takes.
The chin just kind of goes up lightly instead of like normally it's the whole like you kind of awkwardly would look down. Nah, she kind of semi-awkwardly flicks her gaze up a bit.
There's a slight smirk as she gives the thing back to her because this is hers, not this belongs to 10 point, not to her. Offering this as a chiminage may take the may get the Fenrir give us a great benefit, but
I had thought perhaps to incorporate it in the rite rather than make it a form of chiminage. It is, after all, new life.
you get to feel like roll me perception empathy.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, my best dice pool.
Oh no.
You gonna fucking roll this shit.
Roll it. Still got it.
Oh.
You still got it.
You got
Nice.
like
No exploding tens. Fuck.
you got like 3.
I got
Oh,
one.
you don't have exploding 10s?
I do, but I got ones.
Well, yeah,
No.
but that only takes away one of the successes.
Oh!
Yeah. So like you
The
got
count is-
3. You got like 2 success, 3 success, and 10
Yep.
point also got 3. You gave her a solution for something. There's this awkwardness about her. As she's a Fianna Tirge, and most Tirge are known as awkward.
They're pretty weird.
There is a Geta Ferris, an elder rune, father of the leader of the Geta Ferris is here. He's too old. He says he wants to fight, but he's hardly getting up. He's seen many fights. But he He wants to meet with his friends and return to the homelands. She looks at 10 Point to size her up. Like this question that she's about to ask is like is gonna be like, "Are you ready for this task?" kind of thing. It's coming. Helena can see it as well.
Gunpoint is absolutely is not meeting her gaze directly because that is not how she do, but is still keeping a steady gaze. She is picking up what she's putting down, and certainly does not look in any way shaken or distressed by the idea. If anything, there is a faint, like, almost confident rouse of the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
She actually pulls herself up a bit, like, this is something I know how to do. Thank God things are being done right.
Are you capable of making him return to his ancestors as an offering?
Raya, with your leave, I can make it thrice an offering.
She nods. I will need to talk with Amir because you brought us the solution of this war.
Blink.
Blink.
She doesn't make the straight up like "Buh" face, but yeah, there's definitely kind of a puzzled blink before she gets her expression back under control.
Helena does. Helena's like, "Whoa!"
There's like one eye slowly turns to Helena, but then her eye goes to 10 Point again. Idrisil.
To replace the tainted Karen.
She nods. If he can reach and put it down there and put our noses in it, it is gonna heal.
I am gonna roll a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be 4 dice at diff 7. You were both welcome to P&E. I got 1 whole success.
Look, if you give me a chance to P&E, what I'm good at, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
2
You
successes.
see through her shit. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say the elder probably catches her shit because that's 1 success on a subterfuge roll. She is doing her best to keep a brave face up, but the notion of having to go literally like let's just say it like it is, balls deep into a fucking hellhole to put a seed there is absolutely mortifying. She somehow doesn't completely like she the casual observer walking by may not think anything happened just now, but it's the hackles might pop up. She gets goosebumps. Helena is probably really familiar with her body language. Yeah, there's the slightest shift, and it's easy to tell that she is terrified of the notion. Though she doesn't protest.
She looks at Helena. There's a black spiral dancer that has been brought here. Not inside of the cairn, of course. He is outside. He will be sacrificed for the herd. Can you do it?
Of course, Raya. Smiles.
She puts a hand on her shoulder and says, cut his throat. Pull him upside down until he bleeds out.
Ironically, 10 Point will begin to glance around to see if there is already a present shrine to Hearn. I imagine there is.
There's like small ones because like this is a cairn of like Fianna Get Affairs, like Fianna / Get Affairs.
Yeah, travel sized for your convenience.
Yeah, so basically like this is a small cairn that is being like base of operations, and those inside didn't knew like this army was coming. So they couldn't be like prepared, like, oh guys, welcome. No, they didn't knew. They just like these people just appeared here.
So 10 Point will 10 Point will first, as this exchange is going on, will take a brief moment to reach into her swag. And she has many, many interesting things in that swag, but among them is essentially a napped stone knife that she is going to pull out. And during a, pertinent little pause in conversation, will simply nudge it up into Helena's palm, like going for the reflexive grab, essentially. And it is blatantly like a ritual blade. It's something that Helena's seen before.
Helena's not really paying too much attention to 10 Point. She's more fixated on the elder at this point. But as it's nudged into her hand, she reflexively grasps it and looks down. Oh.
And 10 Point will almost immediately begin to move, drawing things out of her swag, moving to the various shrines, and if there are already ones to Hearn, to Dana, and to the Morgan, which are all very likely, she will begin to draw out what she has brought with her from her own shrines to each of those spirits, and to add them.
While 10 Point does this, the Elder will look at the ritualistic blade. And then she will look at the Helena and say, "Follow me."
Yes, right. And she'll, put it down, hook it in the belt thing that she's wearing. And yeah, she will follow.
She will go to her tent in the there's this small representation in the Umbra. There's a thing this small actually, Katie, do you remember where we were making narcotics in the Ark?
Yeah.
What was the name of that thing? Not the fabricator, the other one. The small one.
Mortar and pestle.
Yeah. Basically there's this cup and she puts some of stuff there, mixes them, and it just and then she puts the cup on a fire. It takes 2-3 minutes, and the thing starts to get heated. She looks at Helena and says, "Give me the knife."
And she pulls it out and hands it over. Hilt first.
She touches the hilt, takes it 2 fingers, and she puts it into this thing. It's a black, this weird, hot black thing, and you see the blade is blade part kind of becomes black as well, and she gives it back.
So it kind of examines the blade, oh shit.
After you and your mentor are done, come back near me. We will begin the procedures of night.
She gives a firm nod and the short little bow of respect before she will turn and skip off into the curtain.
It's at that time Aiden and the Colin and the Jason is also left. They can do what they want if they want to meet with the Turges and all that jazz.
I think the first thing to do is to turn to Jason, because Jason is a child of Gaia and was brought up on a boat in our steps. The first thing Aiden would do, probably in front of Colin as well, very calmly, and he'll turn to Jason, put a hand on his shoulder. There's going to be some things here that you're not going to be used to seeing.
I kind of figured on that.
What I want you to do is don't say anything, but don't, for the love of God, interfere. This isn't Sept of the Green anymore.
I know, Aiden. But I appreciate the warning.
Just nod. Now, let's go see what 10 Point and Helena are doing. He just flexes his arms and goes to look for the two Theurges.
And I imagine they're around about the shrines, unless they have been let off to actually go do the thing already, but preparing. 10 Point is at least inside the pack, like practically vibrating, because let's be honest, how many times in her life will she be given the chance to offer someone a threefold death? So she's not exactly putting it into words, but she is buzzing. And turns to greet them with the easiest, most open smile she has had in a crowded area in ever, pretty much.
How we doing? Did this say break casually?
It seems as though we have brought the solution with us, Raya.
Of course we did. Shrugs his shoulders incredibly casually. I mean, it's us. We're always the solution for everything.
Smile broadens. And she will actually kind of pause a moment, glance over, kind of ruffle Helena's hair, whatever she happens to be up to get her attention.
You turn around, you see about this time, this is where Helena comes skipping merrily out of that tent. You see she's carrying that blade in her hands. She's got a bright smile on her face with whatever she's got to do.
Oh yeah, and as she skips over ever so cheerily, which just makes 10 Point feel so much more at home, she'll glance over and, kind of like almost that maternal little reminder. Make sure that you take the liver. Prime offering for her. Take the liver. Once you're done.
Oh, yeah. Totally. I mean, I can do that. Just like gutting a fish, right? Just bigger. And more bones.
There's a shrug and a nod. It'll work. She'll figure it out. She's a smart kid.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
Yeah, she's sitting here like, there's technically a better way to go about it, but you know what? I feel like the effect will be just fine like that.
So,
and actually, has Colin trailed out as well?
Colin is there. He's inspecting this fine yet rustic architecture.
It is truly fine and rustic.
Poor Coggies.
Jason is also doing some quick mental math to make sure that he has not had really much at all to drink, actually. Like, he is watching that shit so carefully.
The last thing Jason needs is to lose his filter.
That's fair.
Eyebrow raise at 10 Point, and Helena being so excited with the ritual knife, he just goes, ritual then?
Ritual knife that's now covered in like black shit all over the blade.
There's a spiral to be dealt with.
Sacrificed. What?
Just nods casually. No, nothing. None. Part of the course. Ruffle hair ruffle. Make sure he screams.
That gets a look from Jason like, what on earth? Okay.
Why, did these tents have a special weave? I haven't seen a pattern like this in ages. Perhaps they were handcrafted by fine artisans.
I suspect so, because these tent pegs are clearly hand-carved.
I sure love Gaia and unquestioningly have faith in many things.
Oh my god.
Like these tent pegs.
Fucking
Colin finds a plaid tent. That is it.
There is also another sacrifice to be made. I will make sure that it is threefold, thrice the chiminage. And then we will have something to convey to the center of the hellhole.
We're going in balls deep, are we?
There's
Good.
nowhere else to plant her.
Good.
Not a condom in sight.
Good. We'll be fine. His shrugs almost like, yeah.
Just
Good.
condom on your life, Jason. That's all you need.
Yep.
And it's there again, more subtly physically, but especially through the link. There's that quavering of like, oh god, this is such a bad idea for me.
Meanwhile, Colin turns around like, did someone say die for the Emperor?
There's warm support through the link for 10 point.
There's Aiden's overriding confidence, like ball going deep inside a hellhole. I've done.
Glorious.
Bitch, please.
Let's do this. Yeah, no, there's that pulsating through the link. I'm motherfucking Aiden Lynch Krause. I can take it.
It's such a glowing smile he gets because he has confidence enough for both of them. Thank God.
Slowly, it's becoming a night. People put these weird torches around the camp. There's a place where people are meant to speak and all. Two kinfolk in the other side, in the gray world, comes and says the looks for Helena and the 10 point. And they're invited near the Tirge, the elder Tirge from the Von Emmerich family.
Yes. Let's go with those guys. They look trustworthy. Yeah.
When you guys enter, she was preparing something, and there are two masks. She gives the knight to the 10 point, and she gives the morning to Helena. The mask represents night and the morning. And then she starts to put this weird makeup on. It's red and black. She pulls a silver, what looks like to be a curved sword, and gives it to 10 point.
Is that so? Jesus Christ. I just glanced back at that.
I gave your student means to cut better. I will bleed and sing at the same time for the spirits of Fianna, spirits of Stag. While I trust you to continue to first kill the Black Spiral, first kill and to sacrifice the Elder and your student, either kill with the knife or burn him with gold. The Fire Drake has a special connection with the Get-A-Ferris here. It likes the gold.
Helen's gonna look around. Is there like any obvious gold set aside to look? Hey, this is prime burning gold.
There is, like, in the back, a gold is being put on a big cup. and it's slowly becoming liquid.
Why not both?
10 Points never looked so proud in her life.
She slowly nods. Please sit in front of me and I will give you the makeups.
It's makeover time.
This is the best kind of makeover.
Totally. So Helena with like almost rushes in front, just boom, straight in front.
And then you two, when the sacrifices are done, light the fires.
Of course, right?
She looks at 10 Point. Have you ever been in the Beltane, right of Beltane, in among your kin?
There's a vaguely leery side glance.
Roll me your Fianna lore.
Oh god. I'm just trying to decide which thing she's implying.
Yeah, I think it's really obvious what she's implying.
Oh,
You're a menace.
yeah. So she decides it is the better part of valor simply to give her head a very light shake. At home, I was left on the outskirts, though still a distant participant, Raya, and in the Sept of the Green, I have led the right, but still was not traditionally a participant.
Get knows the Beltane. They do it themselves as well. Just make sure the child of Gaia doesn't go to anybody about our secrets.
Of course, Raya.
Because you know the orgy. You know the orgy.
Tip Point was conceived on Beltane. She knows what the fuck is up. Then again, the whole point of having Philodoxus wandering around is so when the wrong people latch onto each other, they can be like, no, there's another booty over there. Go for that one.
This way, it's probably like taking Jason's cycle. There's going to be some shit you're going to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a legitimately a thing. Is you have sober Philodoxes walking around redirecting people. Let's have as few menaces as possible. Eh, guys? Yeah.
Do you guys want to move towards the ritual, or you guys want to do more?
Oh, Helen's gonna grab that gold shit. She's going to go find the spiral.
I think the only thing Aiden would do with like all the Fianna around and all that, he will make a point of cutting his palm and putting tri-spiral patterns along Colin's cheeks and Helena's cheeks. And he will say out loud that these two recognize as my family. My family. Treat them as your own, and respect them as your own, as members of my family, and show them the respect and the honor they deserve for showing up here to die and fight for all of you. That's the only thing you would do as well to like formally, bring the urban vigil like even more in the Fianna circle.
Mm-hmm. You get like yay because everybody is like hype because Beltane is coming. Beltane means we're getting booty, and when you get a booty, I'm happy.
It's pretty much what it means. Let's be
like-
honest.
I'm like I can't fuck my my pack mates anywhere else except in Beltane.
Even on Beltane, it's technically not allowed. People just get away with it.
It's
Colin's just standing there like, at least they're getting along.
my pack mate and I, we get hots for each other. We can't fuck each other, so
Look.
Hey.
We've been planning this for months, all right? When we're going out with a bang, we mean literally.
Oh my god.
Ow.
There are like in some parts of this ritual, free condoms are
Everything in
handed
sacred
out.
threes. Triple bag it.
Just a series of philodoxes walking around like the flower
Strange.
girl.
Strange spirits from the cities come. The condoms. The spirit of condom. Durex himself appears, presenting the offering of the rubber shield.
Oh my god.
I'm done with
So-
all
To
of you.
catch the mighty seed of every garrow in the nation.
Oh
I
no!
quit. I'm done.
So, what's gonna happen is really like weird because you guys see this like Fiona are like getting ready to get a furnace at the other side, yo, and two child guy are like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know.
Wait, hang on. I'll get ready. I got this.
Okay.
I mean,
You
I
are
zoom out.
also
But no
ready.
nip nops on YouTube. Sorry.
You're ready, and like you guys see this bitch. I become like Diamond. You got to see this bitch.
See this piece of booty walking out, all freaky like.
About to get hot.
Please.
She is like standing like near the big fire, and she like cuts her wrist, puts it like close to a cup that leads towards the shrines of stag and other bunch of spirits like her. She then bites her other, and she is waiting, and like she gives this like weird music, like starts singing. The voice is really good, and near her there is a warrior who has his sword and shield with him at his shoulders. He's not tied. He is waiting. And in front of her, in front of like this, everybody is looking with this like eyes. And then the eye slowly shifts towards 10 Point.
And just for you, because if I'm going to do something this ridiculous, I'm going to do it in the right garb. Quickly. Not lose my folder, because that would be unfortunate.
It would.
Gotta get painted up right for this shit.
That's right.
And yeah, she will be doused in all manner of body paint. She's brought out the great skull mask that kind of straps around her antlers. And will actually, before she begins, take out that small fabric pouch and lay it before this man who is waiting expectantly, no fear, so that it can be doused in his blood and given strength. And yeah,
But when you come close, like the guy is looking you like in the face. His eyes are looking at you, and like when you look at him, like come face to face, he says, I am not afraid.
nor should you be, honored elder.
My
When you are ready,
friends. Go on, sorry.
then you are ready to join those that you know and love in the homelands.
They're waiting for me. As like he gives this like smile. He is ready to die.
And with her everything dedicated, considering this is certainly not a place where she needs to worry about form. 10 Point does something even more horrifying, considering that she is still painted. The mask is dedicated. She will first offer him a drinking horn, one that she's managed to pick up while she was there, to pour various things into, and to sweeten the lot by topping it off with mead, so that at least it is a pleasant final drink that she offers him before shifting up and beginning just kind of slowly, almost predatorily, circle around behind him.
And he like says again, I'm not afraid. My brothers are waiting for me.
And yeah, she lets him have his fucking moment. Sorry.
And then he's just like, Gaia, hear me.
Does he down the drink?
He downs the drink and he is waiting for you to end him.
Aiden will start this rhythmic, like, bam, bam, bam on the ground with the rest of the Fianna.
The only downside to this form of death is that it is not generally pretty. So yeah, he downs it. He has been heavily, heavily poisoned. Considering that it won't kill him instantly, but it will be a very quick process, all in all. And the moment he begins to show the faintest sign of maybe losing his composure as this poison races through his body, one giant Krynos hand reaches around from behind and clasps around his throat, drawing him up and holding him firmly upright so that he does not collapse. And she will begin at the same time to strangle him to death with one careful paw, very careful not to snap his neck as she does so. And right as he is about to let out the death rattle, I will let you go ahead and put a bit in there. Sorry.
No, go on. Sorry.
She basically will do this, will hold him upright, will do her best as she's doing so to ensure that he maintains the proudest pose and composure, and will strangle until she gets the impression that she is right down to the death rattle, at which point the other massive paw snakes around and slides down the front of him to cut him completely open. So that he dies 3 ways at once. Threefold death. Poisoning, strangulation, and finally, mortal wounding.
You see that the tears is happy. And then like her eyes really slowly, because she's singing and like watching, and at the same time she's bleeding out. She looks at Helena.
So having time to prepare, the spiral in question is hung upside down, as asked, hung by the feet by rope, so much so that underneath him is a stone, kind of set back behind slightly. That stone pot still on a bit of fire, the embers burning just to keep that gold molten metal. As Helena walks around him, almost pacing him, waiting for 10 Point to do her thing before eyes turn back on her, kind of a grin under that mask appears as she walks behind the spiral. She'll roll her head, cracking her neck a bit, and as she leans down towards his upside-down head, she'll whisper in his ear, "Fire." As she does, she reaches out, her hands come out from behind him, the dagger across, backwards, using only the point, not even the blade, dragging it jaggedly across his throat. The blood begins to spurt and spill all over the ground. She leaves it a little bit. The time...
He is screaming. That's all I was going to say.
He screams as much as he can as the blood begins to trickle down into the open throat now. The mouth begins to gargle. That close to bleeding out. She lets him bleed. And she savors it, almost pacing around him again. Until she eventually, as he comes close, that few inches away from almost bleeding out from unconsciousness, she pushes the pot forward underneath underneath his hanging head. And she does, she jumps up. And as she does, screaming, "For fire, Drake!" and cuts the rope, dropping him down in his head first into this pot of gold as it splashes upwards, and the searing burn and gargling and popping almost of the air bubbles coming out from this molten gold as the arms flail and kind of quirk and tension with all the muscles cramping up. As he falls backwards, the pot spilling off the side and all over the ground, as his head is encased in this horrific burn marks all the way down his cheeks, that almost layer of molten metal almost beginning to set, and just that blood pouring everywhere.
The screams finally ends. And then it is the last thing about this ritual as the elder looks at the both of them. For firing the torches.
Have we gone through the dousing so that she'll as Helena finishes, 10 Point has shifted down in the wake of completing the ritual, has plucked up the pouch again, while all eyes were on Little Fox Bay, and removed the mask so that again she can put on that representing night. And as Helena finishes, as she gets a chance to make eye contact, still so fucking proud, she will reach out for the torch.
And as Helena finally finishes, she places that dagger back in that belt, still dripping with bits of blood from the spiral. She also grabs the torch as well.
And it is time to light. Oh snap.
Oh, I'm here. You guys will light one by one. There will be a speech from Emir before, like after the lights are done, about how we will fight, how we will do things. The kin is there. The things are bleeding. And when Helena or 10 Point lights the last fire, there will be some sentences that has been made by Emir. He says, "Make love so they hear your passion. Drink so they hear your laugh. Have fun because what else to do other than fighting for Gaia?" People raise their drinks. Heavy drinking and heavy eating starts. Oh, look, there's a Fiona who's fucking another kin there. In the next table, I guess. Huh, okay. Things getting weird. Like, it just become 1 to 10 very quickly.
Jason is like sitting in the middle of this with like a drink, kind of going, wait, what? Oh.
He has only
Here
the
is
reason
delicious.
to point for what it is worth. While something of a visible presence gets well out of everyone's hand's reach, really. And make sure that Jason is aware that he is well within his right as a Philodox to very calmly turn the Garou towards kinfolk rather than each other.
As Jason is sat in the middle, things have ticked on a little bit. He'll hear sound, what he knows too well. Jason!
Helena?
As you see
How does
Helena
that sound?
dragging towards you, she's butt naked at this point.
Of course. I'm pretty sure everyone is naked at this point.
She's dragging along this brick shit ass of a guy. It's about she's 5'2". It's not Colin. She's 5'2". This guy's like 6'4". Jason,
Yes, Helena.
meet my friend Ivan. He's
Ivan.
so cool.
Oh. Is he now?
She just kind of like flops on him. Like she's wasted. Totally fucking wasted. So cool.
Aiden,
Mm-hmm.
while you were looking at that guy, like while you were looking at that lady on the next table, there's someone sits near you.
Yeah, he kind of jumps a bit, like Sheila. I was, I was admiring her form. That's all.
Politics?
Takes his own
Politics
nervous
then?
drink. Yeah, politics. Yes, politics. Completely politics. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, politics.
How
Nervous
about we
drink
go
again.
to- How about we go to your tent?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He just stands up, you know.
She just says like, "Hey, wait."
Okay.
She gets up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She looks at the Aiden and then gives her a piece of paper. She starts taking her, she turns her back. She takes her clothes off and runs towards the tent. And I'm gonna PM you what that should say. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm so ready. Looks down at the paper. Whew. Strips off his clothes dramatically. Walks over to the 10 point and puts his arm around her. Sheila and I need to discuss some politics with you in the tent for a bit. I'm just giving us a hand.
Point looks very, very confused.
Mom puts his arm around her. It's just, we need to do some, come on.
Politics, Raya? She's moving. She's just very, very confused. She doesn't seem to have caught on.
Jason has caught on. If she looks back, his expression is, whoa.
Yes, she will.
Man, this beer
figure
is
it out.
delicious.
Yep. No, 10 point gets guided with an arm around the shoulders into a tent by naked people towards naked people.
Hang on.
Why, that's-
This minus the face. Hang on. If it's going to show up or not. That is the exact expression he has.
It didn't even have the one without the text.
I mean, it's appropriate enough.
10 point stumbles into a tent. Her night is over.
Oh, it is just beginning.
And then they talk politics.
Such emphatic politics.
Yes.
Such in-depth politics.
Jason
Oh my god.
very slowly, very appreciatively drinks a lot and occasionally very gently removes hands from various portions of his anatomy. No, try that one. They're still awake. You're good. Over there.
So, I'm not gonna make this more awkward for you guys.
Why not?
Should
This is
we-
this being a
Awkward. I'm being fucking look. If you want me to make it awkward, Amoosh, I'll make it fucking awkward.
no,
Oh,
no.
no.
It's fine. If you guys want, we can say we can go to tomorrow, or we can continue.
I don't feel like we need to illuminate, but so many points about tonight. What's Colin doing tonight there?
Yeah, what's
Is
Colin
Colin-
doing, huh?
Yeah, what is Colin doing?
To be fair, Bob is standing next to me right now.
Oh no, I have the perfect song.
He is rapidly reapproaching his microphone.
Colin is just in an unoccupied tent. Like, man, I really love this incense and not seeing heresy. Just trying his best to put on some chill music, possibly the Allman Brothers.
Give me 10 seconds.
Jason attempts to keep other people out of that tent.
Trimate's gotta stick together, bro.
Meanwhile, Helena is no longer shy. I will leave it at that.
There you go.
Right in the middle.
So the tent that Colin is in, it opens. There's two individuals.
No! Oh no!
Oh, I caught him. This was one. This was one not taken. Hi.
Hello?
Do you have scars?
I have quite a few, yes.
Okay. They get in. They close the tent.
Oh, hold on, Amoosh. Hold
Jason is
the
distracted by someone else that he's carting off to a
As the two twins
he
approach,
plays Litany Tetris over here. They get past him.
as they approach, the tent door is opened again, grabbing
Bob.
of hair and yanking backwards.
Oh no.
What? Helena! What are you doing?
Ladies?
Actually, it's fine. There's two of them. Come help me.
Get
Don't hurt me.
out.
Okay. Sorry.
Get out!
Ah,
They run.
well, and I'm not sure what happened just now. But I am naked, and this is awkward.
It's all right, Colin. Don't worry about it. I got you.
What?
What? Told you, I'll look out for you. I'm your theurge, Colin. Smiles.
I'm probably going to be dead tomorrow. Come here.
And now the tent door closes.
What
Oh my
is
God.
Jason doing?
What's happening?
Jason is standing about 10 feet away from the tent, and he watches the two twins run away, watches the tent door close, Looks back after the twins. Back to the tent. Twins. Tent. Man, this beer is delicious. I'm gonna go get some more of it.
The day after, in the morning, the Garu are already, thanks to massive resist toxin blessing that is being given, the talents that is being given by the Tyrges. The tactics are extremely simple. There are 15 packs who will 12 of them will attack from one side, and 3 of them, including seekers inside of them, will try to plant this sacred thing they have as deep as they can. They don't think They think the bulk of the force will take much of the creatures, so there will be probably 1 or 2 creatures. The signals will be given by flaming arrows. And the Seekers plus... What was the name of the other pack? I keep forget that pack's name.
Urban Vigil.
Urban Vigil, yes. Urban Vigil, along with 2 other that will try to do their thing, and 10 point or Aiden or whoever wants to have, they have the seed. And all they need to do is to reach as deep as they can and spend a point of gnosis after they buried it. They look the battlefield as the Fianna allies or the Getafferis enters in this cold land. The cold even affects the Umbra. There's a bunch of... The darkness is there, even it's morning. The sun doesn't come to this land for some stupid reason. And it's cold. But the tactics are working. At least the most and the bulk of the creatures are being taken away from the army that just attacked out of nowhere without any warning. And now it's the time of these unsung heroes to do what they need to do. What are you guys doing? Unsung yet. They will be sung later.
Bro, we're gonna hit the fucking silver record with this shit.
First thing to do is Aiden is obviously getting everyone to form up. He'll probably take the seed himself and put it under his armor and just look at everybody. All right, we know what we need to do. Get in, plant it. He'll say very calmly, and lets out a breath. I wouldn't trade this for anyone the rest of the world to be here with the people I value. And that's all of you. And there'd be no one I'd rather die beside than all of you people here. So let's go finish this.
We got this. Right behind you.
There's a firm nod. There's only waiting for Aiden to take that first step so that they have one to follow.
Just my shit. And spends rage for flame dance. Turns to everybody. Let's do this. He starts moving.
Starts moving, or
I mean, he turns, just nods, and runs, taking Krynos as he's moving.
as Aiden takes that first bolt, almost instantly, Helen is just like instant Krynos and going.
The you guys get hyped up by the howls that has been done. There's this one guy, probably get a Ferris, who has this drum, who like playing the drum while you guys are going. The what they left in the hellhole when the Book of the Force were gone is simple minor creatures that you guys basically fucking crush. They were not expecting this. Guys go in, claw everything, fighting more and more and more. Everything is getting crushed under you. While you guys are moving, in the distance, you guys see this rock, like this huge, big rock. And fighting is still continues, but then that rock moves. You guys didn't believe your eyes at the first, but this big giant, which is bigger than a Krynos, there's like three Krynos up. And it's just like probably hitting some Fianna, or like crashing or kicking as it's on your way.
Activating hair flute.
Same. I've had active as Aiden is running. Probably lifts up the hand, Krynos' hand for his pack, and it's points at it, and it's like just doesn't even need to communicate. It's like we're taking that down.
Let's roll the initiative, guys.
Okay. My dex, Krynos is 5 and 7. 8.
Can someone like create that thing for
Yep.
me?
Is it just the 6 for yours?
Yeah, he is extremely slow, but he is extremely powerful.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Done and done.
All right.
Okay, Helena, you go first.
So this is in the way, right?
Literally, you guys entered this war zone. Everything is um. Still can hear the war and the sounds of all those things that is happening. And this thing on your way, probably it didn't go, and they left it as like an emergency. If something happens, we can release this motherfucker.
Totally.
It's already released, and it's rampaging.
Just in that moment, then Helena's going to turn and look at Aiden through the YOLO pack link. Kill them all.
Yeah, I mean he's beelining straight forward. You know,
Well, I'm ahead. I'm 15, so I'm in front of you. So she looks back and like kill them all.
yeah, he screams at the top of his lungs.
Let's kill it. I gotta look. There's fucking bonuses in the chat now. 2, 5. Sweet. Oh, those motherfuckers. Oh god. Nope.
You try to attack, and like you see like its legs are bit tough. Your claws like gets in, but then you just like your hand gets back because you couldn't attack it properly. But one thing you realize, this is not a spirit.
Oh,
Aiden, it's your turn.
all right. I'm coming in like a fucking hurricane.
Okay.
Spending 2 rage as well. Take off the 78. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
For claw specialties, so I get +2 damage. So thanks to 7 plus 8. It's 9 already, so plus 5 plus. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice. I'm gonna roll this 10d10. 1, 2, 3. Get 6 ag. Tell me how you do it.
So Aiden frontal charges and leaps, and then starts to literally pepper the thing right under the knee, right under its knee at the joint. Starts hacking and slashing and whirling.
Okay. It is Colin.
Okay. So, doing dropping the 2 rage, and then I'm gonna make a claw attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That being said, hilariously, 3 successes get through. So let's calculate here.
2 plus 4 plus your strength, I think. Or no, 2 plus.
Yeah, I've
6.
got a base of +6 going on at this
Yeah.
point, plus my strength.
That's true.
So let me try to remember what his strength is. It's pretty. Wow, really? Okay, but fuck it, I'll take it. Here. 6 plus my strength plus 2 spillover, so it's actually 8 plus my strength. This is disgusting. I'm scared of its turn now. Oh my fucking god. Let me see if any of them actually got in. No for 1. No for that one. 1 damage.
1 damage.
That is an amazing series of rolls.
It is the turn of Jason.
Jason will lunge forward and, with his claws, claw his way up this thing, if possible, doing as much damage as possible on the way.
Okay.
So, 5 damage.
Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3. It seems he soaks it, sadly.
Oh, he's
It
still
is-
climbing him.
Yeah, you are. 10 point.
Yeah.
10 point has activated a gift.
What's the gift?
10 point don't need to climb. 10 point is latching onto this thing's face.
Okay.
I'm going to bite as much of it off as she can.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see how much that is. Plus 2 dice. So
Oh, and I would have spent 2 rage, which I should have said. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I will spend my 1 whole rage that I can for the turn. And what it is stiff 5 now, I imagine, since we are not part of the sept anymore. So 1, 2, 3 successes. So
3 to the face. Oh no. 3 successes.
That is 5 egg bite to the face.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You jump in, but you clenched on the face, probably the neck.
Yup.
It smells really bad.
You.
Why would you put that in your mouth?
Giant. 10 point. I think I'm gonna grapple you.
You don't say.
Okay. Let me roll this guy's 15 dice for grapple.
What?
Yeah, strength plus like brawl. Go with 14.
I am going to
1,
roll. See.
2. He couldn't. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he has like 1 success, probably. Yeah, he has like 2 success. You can still roll your strength athletics or strength brawl.
Okie dokie.
Pardon, strength brawl, not athletics.
Yes. That is. Oh, my brain. Current strength. 9. Not happening.
Or what?
Said not happening.
Oops, nope, it's not happening. It is the turn of Helena.
Rage actions?
Yes.
All right. Helena with face planting is going to try again. I believe it is still the same amount of dice. Better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 plus 4, 10 plus 2 damage from somewhere. There, plus another 2. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 5. 5 ag.
Hmm. Wow. Huh. Okay. It didn't
I
happen
love it.
again.
Jumps up to try and claw it. He just bats her off. Like, no.
Eden, it's your turn.
I'm going to use this rage action. I have Heresy active. I'm going to jump up to the back of its head. So 10 points. See Aiden vault up. Easy enough. And I'm going to claw the back of its skull.
Okay.
How tall is this thing?
3 Krynos Garu size.
So
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Okay, so it is plus 8. Jesus. Right, let's go to inmates. And it's not many. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7. 8 ag.
Okay. We're gonna try to see if he soaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 2 ag to the back of his face. He screams. There's this like painful scream on him. Getting a lot of damage. It
Aiden's
is
on top of him, like, "Rah!" Screaming like a banshee.
probably you're like you're trying to like scratch and try to take his eye out and stuff like that. Like the claws are trying to get in to the body, and it is the turn of Colin.
All right, going in for another claw attack.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 8 successes.
Okay.
I apologize for what's about to happen.
No, it's fine.
Never apologize.
Okay, this is literally the most damage dice I've ever rolled in my life.
This is going to get unseemly.
Hmm.
Actually, that's a really good roll.
Holy shit.
It's kind of tingly.
4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Looks like 10 successes. It's a lot of numbers. I'm losing track here.
1, 2, 3. Take
That's
1, 2,
It's 10.
3, 4, 5, 6. 10.
Cheesy Pete's.
In
Let's
case
roll.
anyone watching wasn't certain, it's 10.
It's 10, by the way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do 5 ag, and it just like falls on his one knee. Can Aiden and 10 point roll me Dex Athletics to continue grappling it? Or
Oh,
Dosu tries to grappling it. Can you like, or Dosu like tries to stand on it? Can you guys roll me like that good damage,
For not
please?
falling off.
no problem at all. Dex Athletics. 5 Athletics is that. Yep. Barely, but yep.
10 point is not being dislodged. Fuck you. Rawr.
Okay, it is the turn of Jason.
Jason's gonna try and put some more holes in it. Because,
Okay.
I mean, it's still semi-vertical, and that's not okay.
He's
4 successes. damage.
5 damage. I will roll my 10 guys a goddamn soak. It fucking soaks. I don't know why I'm rolling so good. My characters need these rolls. Like, god damn it. 10 points.
Biting him. I got the throat. I'm not letting go.
Oh god, did we already go through all our rage actions?
No,
I'm on rage action
Oh.
too.
This is
I want to.
Even Thayer just have rage.
I'm not used to 10 point having 2 rage actions.
this is not. It's only
This is the
Rage
first.
1.
for on your stage 1.
Lol.
Get him.
Get
Hold
him.
on, let me do math. Probably the most damage Rice 10 point will ever have rolled. That is 5 ag. Hey, that's 2. I land 2.
2 more. You guys are like scratching, getting his face down. He like falls on a knee again. His other knee, he's like screaming like, "Leave me alone!" Arr! And everybody's like, "Shut up, Vermishting! You gotta fucking die, okay?"
Probably literally what I want to say
That's
right
not
now.
nice.
The giant is gonna grapple someone because guess what? He has Raging Skull because fucking Fomori in the Umbra. Ha
Oh, go for it. I'm
grapple
still
me.
hanging off your neck.
It'll be
Who wants to
fun.
be fucking grappled?
Why not?
I was gonna say, come at me, bro. I've got shed.
I'm ready.
Do it.
Meredith, I tortured Torn and Katie a lot, but I didn't torture you enough.
You never did.
Hey, buddy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jesus.
Roll strength athletics, please.
Don't forget your plus. Never mind. That's damage, not
Yeah,
strength.
no.
Good luck, fucker.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, it's brawl, right? You get +2 from brawl.
No, he said strength athletics, not strength
It's
brawl.
strength brawl against a grapple, unless he's getting confused again. I don't know.
It's strength plus brawl.
Okay, because that's not what you said.
Yeah.
Damage.
5. Nope. Jason is grappled.
Jason,
It's uncomfortable, and he doesn't wear deodorant. I know this is not gonna.
it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Best way of describing being grappled ever. It's just not nice, man.
Like he's
Nice.
in my personal space. I
did
really
not
don't
consent
like
to
it.
this.
Oh,
He's all up in your purple circle right now.
Yeah.
Problem.
What is it? Whose turn is it?
Helena.
Helena.
Who has
Uh,
who has
rage.
second rage actions?
Second rage
Um,
action.
me and Colin and Jason, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so it's me then. I'm gonna just keep wailing on this motherfucker in the back of the skull. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So 16. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ag to the back of the head.
Okay. Let's roll 10d10 and get all the ones. 1, 2. How much you
Closer.
did?
6.
Tell me how you kill it.
So as he sees his packmate getting grappled, Aiden grimly stands, planting his bottom paw on the back of the giant's head, and just 1, 2, 3 and just punctures right into the brain and just rams through, like almost trying to steer it. So he rides the thing down essentially and just jumps off, just cracks his neck and just turns and looks at the party.
Jason will struggle out from under the corpse, like, oh, Jesus.
Anyone hurt?
I'm good, just...
Colin looks at his
sure.
body and looks surprised. No.
And keep moving. You start advancing past the giant, grimly moving.
You guys go ahead and continue advancing in this battle. And while enemies all around, you guys realize it feels like you guys are getting circled. But there's one hope, and that hope is the seed. I'm not talking about the seeds that you guys...
Hey!
What about those stuff? Seed in Aiden's hand.
Well, hey, if you just... No, I ain't even going there.
Aiden, you know you're close. And tell me, like, describe how he, like, puts the plant down and does the deed. How he reaches after killing enemy after killing enemy.
So, thematically, the group are all in a circle as they're all fighting and retreating. Aiden's taking 1, 2, 3 hits, keeps moving, like claws down an enemy, scrambles, like gets hit that knocks him to the ground, rolls and using both his claws, makes this huge hole in the sand. As he's dodges out of the way another kick, he just opens up his armor, like letting the whole thing fall. The seed, the armor, everything just land perfectly in the hole he's made as he's combat rolling. Probably as he's desperately trying to fight, he almost just slowly sips the thing in and just looks up at the last second and just spends the gnosis, closing his eyes.
What does he do? Sorry?
He basically, it's like this mad scramble, as I'm assuming they're getting swarmed from all sides. So as he finally gets knocked over, he combat rolls, using his claws on the ground to scrape open the hole. And then as one of the enemies come at him, claws raised, he closes his eyes and drops the seed in and spending the gnosis, standing there, arms spread out, and spends the gnosis.
You spend the gnosis. Colin, how that fight with the Black Spiral going on? Can you explain it a bit more?
It's more thematic, like Aiden's losing, essentially.
No. Colin, everybody is fighting right now, so everybody explain me what they're doing while Aiden is doing this deed.
Colin's mass is blocking off a very narrow section that he has built for himself with corpses. And his multicolored fur is darkened and made inconsistent with the mixed blood of both himself and his foes. His body can barely move, but for the faith that has propelled him to this day, which is loudly proclaimed. And as he screams out Gaia's name, spit and blood and viscous fluid flying from his maw, he spends the gnosis into the seed and hopes that perhaps this last piece of lifeblood can spring something new, though his corpse may yet fall atop it.
Tempoint. What is Tempoint is doing?
Tenpoint has probably, let's face it, even Helena is more enthusiastic in the face of battle than she is, and as such, she has Not entirely, but primarily been relegated to reaching for any given one of her packmates, or, well, practically packmates. As the battle continues, she will periodically even go so far as to swipe as an enemy, even putting her body between the enemy and the ally long enough to lay hands on them and rouse them back up into the fight, expending freely, happily, her gnosis as she goes, expending all of her Gaia's breaths, but saving just one, so that as this enemy like lunges up over Aiden and she launches for his back, she instead, seeing that he has dropped the seed and put up his arms, spends the gnosis into the seed. Though she does come all of, essentially, she will still, with big, like, great clawed paws outstretched, lay them on Aiden's shoulders as she does so. It is simply not the original intent she had had in making the gesture.
How about Jason?
Jason, at this point, can barely see for the blood running in his eyes. It is only by the grace of Gaia that he is vertical, because he should not be by all rights. The damage that they have all taken at this point, even with the efforts of their theurges, is crippling. But even blindly, he will continue through it all to reach and grab and thrust grappled enemies towards whichever set of claws is closest to be dispatched. But there's a strange lull somehow when the seed drops into the hole, and you can feel the gnosis spent. One, then another, and another. And still clinging to whatever poor monster is tangled in his claws, he will stumble closer down to one knee and do the same.
We will go with Helen now.
And of course, on the other flank, the youngest of them all, Helena, pinned down multiple enemies on top of her. She's fighting to that last breath. Wounds, blood covering her face, her chest, everything. She's scrambling to try and get away with the strength of whatever's on top of her, holding her down with every effort she can move. She sees everybody almost in slow motion as everything begins to fall. Colin's roar, Jason's claws ripping and tearing, and the falling plate mail of Aiden hitting the ground. The last effort, as her ankles are gripped and start to drag her away, she'll slam her claws into the ground, spending the gnosis to get that last germinating life into the soil that's been tainted and twisted for so long, before she finally conks out, unconscious.
Basically what happens is, when Aiden puts the seed and spends the gnosis with everybody else, a white flame appears. And it doesn't hurt the Garu, but it hurts their enemies. Also, it heals you all. It fuels your willpower. This white flame starts to clean the Umbra side. Slowly. But in a really constant way. It's moving and moving and continue moving. At that time, the worm's forces starts to retreat. The hellhole was already moving back. But now, with the new players in town, it's getting much and much more smaller. Is there any last words from our players?
Um, the only thing Aiden will do, once he sees, as he looks up, looks around and sees that the worm is pulling back, everything's pulling back, that everyone survived. He'll turn very calmly at first, but they can see him shaking as he almost takes each and every one of them into this, embrace, like this, not a group, essentially a group hug, and will just say very softly before eventually screaming it out. And I'm going to say this in Gaelic as well. Among Bragas Chucky our law, which is the day has come and our time is now, and he'll scream at the top of his lungs with pure joy and fulfillment, like this is the purpose that he was born for. This is what he was bred to do, born to do, and he is finally achieving it.
Anything else?
No, 10 Point is happily there alongside, reaching around, reaching for the next of them, echoing the cries. Even in Gaelic.
Jason's own answer is not in Gaelic. It is simply a wordless roar of affirmation. But he's here. And they are here. And the worm is losing.
Of course, as Helena's finally picked up, slapped around a bit, woken up, she's got an arm over her alpha, Colin. That steady smile on her face as they did it. They finally fucking did it.
Gaia protects, but I think I need to sit for a while.
I believe this will be the moment we end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This will be The Living Word of Darkness, The Rage Across New York.